Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Erich McElroy. Hello.
Hello. Sorry for the late start. Eric was earning some money.
Yes.
Not bad. Well done.
Doubling up 2 gigs in a night. So.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you said there was an extra delay because you had to put a tie on for this. Why were you not wearing a tie for the stand-up gig?
It wasn't that formal. It was like some sort of media health company. So I had the jacket and the shirt on. Right. But I saved the tie for the people who watch Comic Solving Problems.
Hell yeah, that's already going to be worth chucking some money in the pot. Yep. We'll speak more about that in a bit. But you are watching Comic Solving Problems. We're going to take a look at some of the problems in the news, some of the problems that you send our way as well. You can message whichever chat board thing you should be near, you can get one to us. Twitter's on the screen. Plus, if you get to the actual main YouTube, you can message there and everyone gets to see that. Yes. Through the show, we'll mention now you can chuck some money in the pot to keep this project afloat, but more on that later. And I think, spread the link. That's the only other thing to say. If you are, wherever you're watching it, just share it on your social media. Let's get more eyes on this show because we're about to solve some gosh darn problems. Boom.
Boom. Look at that.
Mr. Erich McElroy, kick us off.
Yes. So now that I've solved the problem of our late arrival, this is a problem, Steve, that I think sometimes I think I could say that you have a little bit. And it's a problem of what to do when you have too much attitude.
Damn.
A little bit of that kind of attitude. Yeah. Sort of bringing your Northern Midlands spirit to it all. I like that. Because this happened at a hearing in America. And basically what's going on in the States right now is that Trump's cult is trying to have the election results overturned. So they've been having hearings in various states, bringing no evidence really, but people making statements of, say that the campaigns or people cheated and whatnot. So yesterday, a woman named Melissa Carone alleged that there was fraud in the election, and she's got some attitude, Steve. Here she is. There's a number of things here that are golden, but here she is bringing the evidence.
The poll book is completely off. Completely off.
Off by 30,000?
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000.
I'm gonna just say this right now, but that poll book is off by 45 million thousand. Numbers don't matter here. We're talking about votes. It is off like my mother's milk. I mean, that is sass, Steve.
Is it? Because it's 90% proof sass.
It's 90%, and she's dealing with math. Numbers, basically Trump couldn't have won because how could anyone not have voted for Trump? So whatever the numbers of votes are, it doesn't matter what they are. It just matters that Trump should have won. Now, she's the one, it's a hearing. She's being talked to. This is actually happening in the state Senate, or state house. She's supposed to be there being asked questions, but she didn't just bring the answers to the questions. She brought the questions to the answers. Here she is.
That poll book, why don't you look at the registered voters on there? How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
So.
Do you know? I know. There's zero. And I thought that line of questioning, do you know? Do you know the answer to that? I'm like, where did I hear that before? And I was like, oh yeah, I remember that kind of attitude.
You can't handle the truth.
She's just like him. She went so far in this hearing, Steve, that she even went too far for Rudy Giuliani.
What about the turnout rate? 120%.
Did you see his little tap? Did you see the little tap? Play it again. Look what Rudy Giuliani leans in and he gives her a little tap. If we can play that clip again, is that possible?
What about the turnout rate? 120%.
Just slow down. And he's using, and that's what Rudy's touching you with his hand. That's the hand he was tucking into his trousers.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's a good hand. Now this representative that she was dealing with was like, all right, there's no way to deal with this woman. I'm just going to be calm. So here he is being calm.
Okay, there's two things that could happen here. Either the poll book number, if ballots were counted multiple times, there's two options. Option number one is that the poll book numbers are not going to match.
They don't.
The actual. not by thousands and thousands of votes. That's not what we see right now.
You
That's
take a look
option number
again.
one.
Take a look again.
Option number two is that they essentially were filling in names of people who didn't vote.
He's trying to be calm. Now, he's a Republican. He's on her side. He's there to help her sound coherent. So let's see the result. What did, after he was calm, let's play that again. Let's hear her reaction to the calm.
Option number two is that they essentially were filling in names of people who didn't vote.
Dead people too.
Dead people too. I'm not even going to play the clip from Sixth Sense. I didn't bring that. But basically, she just sees the dead people. There's like 5 minutes of this woman. We could have just watched her for the whole show. I've got one more clip of her. I want to give her the last word. I want you to watch midway through this. Watch the attitude in her eyebrows.
We're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what
are you
I
saying
saw.
that they're filling in?
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Did you?
I know what I saw. I was prison. Did you? I have not been drinking, officer. Where am I? Why am I here?
Wow.
Those are my people, Steve.
Those are your people. It's truth. I mean,
Eyebrows in the middle of that last bit.
she was impressive. She actually managed to make Lex Luthor look like the good guy. That's what I was more impressed with of that whole thing. Wow.
On Twitter last night was trending, "Win Rudy." When you've gone too, so many people are writing, "When Rudy thinks you've gone too far." The phrase "When Rudy" was trending on Twitter. So
It is amazing. It's that circular logic that, like, I loved part of the post-election analysis included lots of Trump supporters saying that Biden got so many votes. What, more than Hillary? How could that be? I can't. When your logic is Trump couldn't have lost because Biden got so many votes.
yeah.
You've created circular logic. It's nothing more than sophistry, and there is not a hope of them ever learning what that is. So never mind.
Nope. Even I don't know what that means, and I voted for Biden.
Yeah, never mind.
So it has created basically a circular firing squad, and he's undermined the election so much that the Republicans don't believe they should vote in future elections, which is fine with me.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's
Okay.
fine. So there we go.
So the message boards then. Chris is there. Says evening all. She even sounds like Trump. There's no hope for her. Because you get that thing where you can slow down the video of people and it makes them sound drunk. I actually checked to make sure we had the play out speed right because she's got the slow down thing going on.
Yeah, and that's midday in America as well. But Trump would kill for her hair. Oh my God,
Yeah,
he would love that. Yes. So I can't really see very many message board over here. There we go.
Chris says an attitude-ridden pout at the end. Nice. Also on one of the YouTubes where you can watch us, Utah said, we watched the webcam over Dartford Crossing but didn't see you. I was bombing it back to try and get here tonight. But were you dressed like Santa in a Jeep with a couple of reindeer? No. Britt says, evening all, it's all about the ties. That's why people tune in. That's why people put money in the pot. Look at this.
Mine was hastily tied though.
I've done the gold tie again today.
There we go.
I know Eric doesn't like this one, but it's different. It stands out.
It doesn't match with the cravat thing you got going on.
That matches with a shirt more. And what I've realised is whenever I wear the golden tie, I should definitely use comment cam, because if we go across to comment cam, look at the shine.
Now it looks nice.
Catches the shine.
Yeah. If I could just watch you always in a filter.
Always good to have comment cam there. So keep the comments going through. Wherever you're watching this, you can post a message. Get onto the main YouTube as well, so you're subscribed. There we go. If I move across, it just blanks out. You can see all the letters. Otherwise, hey,
Oh yeah.
you don't get this level of technology elsewhere. And chuck some money in the pot would be appreciated if you're getting some value from this. Right.
And and it's not too late to share the show. You can share it at any point.
Another problem. How do we solve the problem of anti-vaxxers? And I know the answer is Darwinism. So it's a self-solving one, but it's already a problem that kind of annoys me. Let's just reposition where we are then. The reason I'm talking about anti-vaxxers today is because, good news everyone, since we were last doing one of these broadcasts, a vaccine has been approved for use in the UK. The first country to get an approved vaccine, yes. Although it meant that MP Gavin Williamson boasted that our vaccine approval, that the speed with which we did it, proves that the UK is much better. It's a much better country than others. You've got to be like that for. I mean, I'm not one of those English-hating lefties because, hey, you know what? I'm not saying we're not. We might be the best country. I don't know. But we're not the best country because of the speed of filling in some forms. Just because you do something quickly doesn't mean you're the best. I think we all saw that headline and felt sorry for Mrs. Williamson.
Well done, Gavin. You win again.
Delightful imagery. The special effects on this show, worth every penny. So, we know that we've got a vaccine, good times. What could possibly go wrong? Anti-vaxxers coming out of nowhere, being a dick about it. It's truth. Of course there are anti-vaxxers deciding to pipe up because they will. You know, if the Titanic happened now, there would be a bunch of people who are anti-lifeboaters. Oh, do you know actually how many people die in lifeboats every year, actually? Do you know that, actually? Read a book? Yeah, only because of context, because they're just getting off a ship that was going to sink them in a few seconds. I did a radio show earlier this week. We talked about the vaccine. Some guy got in touch and said, well, I wouldn't have it because I wouldn't want a parachute that's only 95% effective. And okay, if I'm going to stick with that metaphor, if you were already out of the plane and falling towards the ground, would you rather have that parachute or no parachute? And good luck learning how to bounce. So it's been one of those days. I managed to get in a row with some anti-vaxxers on social media. And look, I know we're slightly different, that I'm more hardcore in my pushing back on anti-vaxxers than you are. And we've talked even with religion. So, I mean, you have a more of a softer position. You don't like it when comedians go in hard and insult the religious people for their beliefs. I was thinking about this today when I was writing this. That would make sense about why be rude about someone's beliefs. But it's kind of rude what they do back to us. Like, I'm only implying that they're stupid for a lifetime. They're thinking I'm going to burn in hell for being evil. So they started it, if you want to talk about who was being a dick about it first. And the same is true for anti-vaxxers. They're never polite. All of the tweets I've had over the last 24 hours haven't been, oh, here's something you might want to read, and I take your point, but let's add this into it. It's always, actually, no, maybe you want to educate yourself. All of the scientists that you quote that agree with you on vaccines, well, I've found one who disagrees, so I win. Is that how numbers work now? Did you find one that backs you up? Oh, so it's been an interesting time. I still tweet these things, even though they upset anti-vaxxers, because I think if they get those small annoying tweets, they'll start to get used to them, and it'll build up a tolerance in case they meet one person like me in real life. If only there was a word for what that is. Strange. Anyway. Now this one, it's from a tweet. I'm going to show you. It's definitely a bot, because the little picture was a computer generated graphic. There's no words in it. It was just this. But because I'd said anti-vaxxers, I got this. And by the way, if you're a real human and your point of view agrees with bots, just have a little word with yourself. That's what I'd say. Anyway, so they sent this, which was this patronizing, like, everything that's in vaccines that'll kill you. And then loads of other people got in touch on Twitter, and thank you to them, pointing out things like, aluminium's not good for you, but you actually get a much bigger dose by using antiperspirant than you do from having something that could save your life. Ammonium sulfate is only toxic in massive quantities. Gelatin is a great one. They've listed it there, but gelatin is also found in sweets. So, like, jelly babies. And actually, thinking about it, jelly babies are probably the sweets that are chosen by the Democrat, paedophile, elite pizza-making types. That's the level of mentality. What else is on the list? Things like genetically modified viral and bacterial DNA, and on the other column, microorganisms, dead or alive viri and bacteria. That's how some of the vaccines work. It's not a bad thing that they put in there. It's the bit that makes your body go, oh, I don't like this. Let's produce an antibody to it.
You would think that.
Because of the science. So all of this, there's so many things in there people were responding to. And I want, again, it's about context. It's like the parachute situation. I'm not saying those things are good for you, but I'm saying a tiny little dose once or twice in your life to prevent you getting something that we know kills you should change your math, which is why I've now made this. Do you know what's in coronavirus? RNA. It's the building blocks of a virus that infects you and could kill you, actually. Glycoprotein makes the little spiky bits that attacks the cells of your body, which could infect you and kill you. And if you want to be a dick about it, it includes carbon atoms, also found in everything, like cyanide, petrol, and plastic toilet seats. So there, just goes to show, if you want to use science to prove a point, you really can. So after all of this ranting, after all of this getting into rows with anti-vaxxers, I've realised there's no point. Because not only are most of them bots, not only am I arguing against people who are given up on rational thought, so what's the point? But there's no money in it. Like, the BBC doesn't want someone like me coming on having my left-wing pro-vaccine point of view. If you are a bald, heading towards middle-aged guy, there's no point being left-wing. I've got to pivot. Basically, if you look like Alex Jones, you've got to do an Alex Jones-style show. So today I'm launching my new spin-off show, which for legal reasons isn't based on Alex Jones. But watch out on YouTube and other social media as I launch this. Welcome to Infobores. I'm Alex Bones, the resistance against the globalists, the leftists, and the cellists. The so-called coronavirus, I call it the China virus, was created in a laboratory by our government. So calling it the China virus doesn't make any sense. You might say, was it created in China? I say, yeah. Was it created by our government? Yes, it was. You might say those two things can't be true. I'd say to you, you are a science-loving libtard cuck. So I win that one. The so-called COVID has a so-called vaccine that has to be stored at minus 70 degrees Celsius, so cold. Was it made by Bill Gates? Yes, it was. Was it made by big refrigeration corporations? Yes, it was. Zanussi is an anagram of Nancy Pelosi, give or take. This COVID is a big fraud to get us to buy more of their fridges. It is a conspiracy to get you to buy things that you do not need. That is why I'm selling my Alex Bones dried soup that you do not need to refrigerate. It's only $29.99 per pack. Each pack you buy helps fight you being conned out of money by people who are willing to lie to you. The resistance continues. So I'm going to be in the money.
Bravo.
Give myself a website.
Look at that. I like it. I think it's definitely a spin-off.
It might as well be. Yeah, it's money to be made. Victoria on YouTube says, I was imagining Aled Jones. That would be a different spin-off show.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Yeah, Hammerstrand has suggested the 100% parachute.
Yeah. And by the way,
that's the way to go.
You do realize parachutes aren't 100% because it's not as if no one's ever not had a parachute open. This is the reason they give you a spare on the front is because there's a chance the one on the back's not going to work. So even they're not 100%.
That's why they do 2 doses of the vaccine.
Yeah, it's the spare one on the front. They give you a spare injection on the front.
Definitely what they're doing there. Let's see. Mark has said the best argument against anti-vaxxers I've heard is a parachute isn't 100% effective when you fall out of an aircraft, but it's a lot more effective than having no parachute. Yeah. I think he's done that as he's fallen out of a plane. It makes
a lot of sense, and I've often said it doesn't make clearly I would rather have a parachute than the inflatable life jacket which they give you on an aeroplane, which is even less useful when you're falling out the sky.
I've always felt better with the whistle.
Yeah,
so as long as you have the whistle.
So you can make the noise. Right? Do you remember when I used to do that on stage? Do you remember? That would be like 50. It was just a stand-up bit about they give you a whistle so you can make the sound as you fall to earth.
I've forgotten that one.
Yeah.
If only you had a joke about pig penis.
There's something very similar coming up in today's show.
If you ever see us live, request the pig penis joke. One of us will tell it to you.
Yeah, one of us. Hammerstrand says Jesus would insist on both poor and rich nations getting the vaccination done. Yeah. I'm not saying people should be forced into it, but I do think they should be ridiculed and mocked if you have a stupid point of view.
Or just shoot them.
Yeah, you're going to get a shot one way or another. Your choice.
See, you were saying I was the mild anti-vaxxer. I mean, the thing is, I'm empathetic to the vaccination peoples because, like, but my argument to them is that the scientists are going to vaccinate their children. The scientists who have young babies are going to vaccinate that baby to save that baby's life. I mean, if they really, I mean, what they should do is wait till that kid becomes a teenager and then decide if it's worth saving.
Yeah.
How old are my kids, Steve?
They hitting that awkward age. At least they're through the
Teenagers.
biting phase. It's good.
Teenagers. What has Sal said here? Jesus gave us...
It'll be COVID. I should do that. Jesus gave him COVID.
That's very much something that he would say. Right. The subscription link is there.
Yep.
Please subscribe. If you're enjoying what we're doing, the Ko-fi link is there. And you can buy us a Ko-fi or a... We've got a new goal. We should talk about the goal on the Ko-fi site. What was our new goal, Steve? Do you remember?
Last time it was to try and get Hope, which was £37, and we achieved that.
And we achieved that. So we've got a new goal, guys.
Secret Santa.
And the new
isn't it?
goal is our Secret Santa. We are actually at 22% of our goal, Steve.
Yes.
And then we've had some donations. Thank you very much. And we're going to send Eric and Steve a Secret Santa. And if you send us money, we will buy themselves things we don't need or want.
I was thinking what we should do to make sure it's a surprise as well is just get really drunk and then go on Amazon. And then a few days later, something will arrive.
Yeah, I've done that before, but not on Amazon.
Yeah. The Secret Santa, the unfortunate way.
The unfortunate way. Right.
One more comment before we get around to yours as well,
yeah.
Actually. Let's go to Comment Cam for this. Hello, Comment Cam. On this laptop, Utah says, when I had my flu jab, the nurse gave me a free extra jab. It was for shingles, which I haven't got. She said it was a special bonus. It's good. I think that's the way you want it. You want to get the injections for things you don't have. I don't want to teach you how to do science, but I think if you've already got the shingles, it's too late. Excellent stuff. All right, keep the messages coming through and the subscriptions coming through. Eric, another problem.
It's the problem of who wants to be a millionaire? Who wants that, Steve? No, put your hand down. I can tell you who doesn't want to be a millionaire. It's going to be the guy in this story. He's a teacher in India who won $1 million, and then he gave half of it away. Was he trying to teach the kids math? Was the question that day, how do you divide? What happens if you divide something in half? You don't have to actually do the lesson.
Yeah.
So apparently this guy won this humanitarian award for being a really good teacher, whatever, nice, blah, blah, blah. Gives away $500,000. Fucking idiot. I don't want him near my kids. I think it's
is that?
I didn't even read what the award was for. It's like global. He's in India. He's teaching these young girls who are poor and impoverished and a bunch of shit. He got $1 million. He doesn't need the kids anymore. I mean, and of course, because it's COVID times, the ceremony. Stephen Fry was the ceremony, and you've done ceremony things, haven't you? You've done corporates.
Yeah.
So we're available, and we're cheaper than Stephen Fry. And this was the award ceremony. Here's where he's announcing the award.
Global Teacher Prize 2020 is Ranjit Desali.
Yeah. I mean, that's more than 2 meters. There's nowhere near anyone him. They've put him in this big cavern. Is he at Hogwarts? I think he was in Harry Potter, wasn't he? It's weird. So, and bless him, but he did nail the name. I mean, that's the thing. When you did an award ceremony, how many times did you have to practice the names in advance?
Oh, I normally get people clapping, so it buries the sound of me saying
Build it
names.
up. He build it up. He doesn't have that opportunity. He was in a tunnel. He's got an echo if he mispronounces Sanji. So, all right. He's announcing the award. Here he is, actually, and here's the reaction when the guy finds out he wins $1 million.
Is Ranjit Desali from India.
Hugs his mom. Dad's over there going, what about me?
Reverse will.
$1 million. Get over here. Get over here. Dads never get any respect, is what I'm trying to say there. So, gets the $1 million, right? The headline gave it away. He decides to give half of it away. So, who did he give the half to? That's the key question. Clearly not his father. Dad's getting nothing here, all right? Here's the moment where he says what he's going to do with the money.
Today, I would like to announce that the 50% of the prize money will be equally shared with the rest of 9 top 10 finalists.
Yeah. So basically, he's decided to take the money that he won. There's 10 people up for this money, and he's going to split half of the money and divide it up between all of the other finalists.
Right.
And you see him do that, and I just thought, you bastard. Because now anyone who ever wins this prize from now on going forward, we're going to be like, oh, the other finalists are going to be sitting there going,
That was my 18th.
remember last year? He's ruined the prize. That's my whole point with that story. And it's my 18th. Is that the right mathematical equation for that?
So if there's half left,
Yeah.
and then it's split between 9, they get an 18th of $1 million.
I'm just going to work that out now. You can bring up the comments thing.
Yeah, let's go
I'm
there.
done. Times
Let's go there. Just do that.
divided. No, that's the minus sign. Shit. All right. All right. Times. How do you do 1/18th? Why is the E come up? 1 divided by 18.
Yeah.
0.55. Okay.
Yeah, times that by 1 million.
I don't think my calculator goes that high. 50,000. Is that right? Okay. I'm gonna check this now. See if you're right. Divided by 2.
I'll do it as well. Anyway, no, I'm sure I'll trust you to do it while we're doing some messages.
What a bastard! That's my. I mean, yeah, he teaches the kids and blah blah blah.
We taught you about fractions by the looks of it.
Yeah. All he needs divided by 2. 1/18th. Who says that?
It's not a well-known fraction, is it? It's not a good one. So back on the vaccination thing, Mark says if someone doesn't want to be vaccinated, they could have it tattooed on their forehead. Don't inject COVID. Keep away. If it doesn't fit, just the initials. DIC. Oh, you little digger. Anthony says, sorry for being late. My grandfather just got back from 3 weeks in hospital. Long story. Well, that's all right. We are just an online show that you can rewatch. If you've got stuff going on with your family, of course, don't worry. We're always there on
always watch
YouTube
back. Hope
to watch
that
again.
he's doing better. 1/2 of a half. 1/10 of a half.
But it's not. So there are 10 finalists, but you're only sharing the other half across 9 other finalists because the winner, so you've got to do 10 minus 1 is the denominator on that one, times by the remaining half. So I think that's why it's 1/9 times 1/2.
I don't think you're right.
Okay. So
Okay, hold on. 100,000.
unless
1 million.
if he's splitting it, if he's dividing it by 10, he's not only keeping half, but then also keeping his share of being in the top 10 as well. Ooh.
Clearly, his mother was getting that other part.
Yeah.
No, I think it's not 1/18th. Because 1/18th, yeah. Well, no, wait, hold on. 1 million. I'm going to do this now. You can check any other comments. Divided by 2, divided by 10 makes 50,000, which was 1 divided by 18 equals times.
If you've got any of that money, chuck it in
This
this
is
pot
the
as well.
most. 1/18th is 55,000.
Yeah.
So it all depends if you divide it by. So that's not.
So he keeps 500,000. He's keeping half of the prize. The remaining 500,000 gets split between the 9 other people. I don't know why you step to me on maths. You come up in my house in the.
And I'm the one that
house.
keep count of the books and the money that we get for this venture. We actually got $1 million the other day, and I gave you 1/18th.
Feels that way. If you've got a spare 18th of $1 million prize going, chuck it in the pot. Kofi.com/comic solving problems. We'd very much appreciate it, and it keeps us afloat. And imagine not only the cost of the lights, the cost of all the tech, but the wastage that goes into this show because Eric does the maths. So there's a lot of accountancy errors.
And if you give us $1 million, we will start teaching young girls.
Okay. Mark says in America the average wealth is $66,000. In India the average wealth is 4,500. So that 1 million actually felt like 15 to him. Oh yeah, he's getting into multipliers. I'm doing quotients. This is all good.
So, and so the guy split even more money with those people.
Yeah, it would have felt like it.
No, he did. He's 15 million.
Yeah, no, it only feels like it's like a Winchell factor of money. It still is only 1 million, but it feels better. It's like when I go back up north to when I used to best go drinking in the north, and then we'd walk into a pub and order a pint that for like £5 you could get a pint and a glass of wine. Whereas down in London, when I take the other half out, and she goes, "Oh, can I have a Chardonnay or something?" She'll name the wine, and it's £9.50 for a glass. I'm like, "You're shitting me! Like, it's £5 for a bottle in the places I go."
We're talking about currency here. So if you take $1 million and you get 15 million rupees, one is one and the other is 15.
No, we're not. We both, he said, felt like $15 million. He used the dollar sign. So the units are the same.
They use the same symbol for a rupee.
I don't.
Fine. Whatever.
So
If only I'd had a good teacher to teach me maths. But all the good teachers are
all retired.
millionaires.
Not retired when they got the money. Let's go over to the comment cam as well for this laptop. 500,000 divided by 9 is 55,555.55. Put a dot over it as well. We could make that reoccurring. That's nice. I want a year's supply of ice cream, says Utah, on a TV quiz show. They delivered it all in one go. Back in 1975, we only had a small fridge. The neighbours helped out. That's on this one. Oh, that's harsh, isn't it?
Right. Are we caught up on things? So there we go. Steve, you got one more problem for us, I think, don't you?
Yeah, it's an update on the previous problem. So you can watch the last episode from Tuesday, and you can see my interview with an alien because of the monolith. You can also see my rant about the fact that it's not a monolith. Even though people are still calling it a monolith, we worked out to be a monolith, it has to be one piece of stone or rock.
Yep.
If it's metal and made of many pieces, it's not a monolith. Facts. So here's the update on it. A third monolith has been found on California mountain following Utah and Romania. So just to get us up to date, the one in Utah was found, a metal monolith, and then it disappeared. The one in Romania was then found when we did the show on Tuesday. Then that's disappeared as well, but now there's one in California. So we've gained 3 monoliths. We've lost 2 monoliths. I'm not going to ask you to work out how many are remaining, because the maths is even trickier, because we've lost something else that also isn't a monolith, but it's quite similar, and that's this Gunten statue, the mystery over the missing phallic landmark. In Germany, they have lost that. That's it's pleased to see you, isn't it? That's wowzers. So it's not a monolith, but you know, I wouldn't complain about it. It's about 6'5" tall, a 6'5" penis, or a Jeremy Clarkson, as we call it. And where's it gone? It's now gone missing. No one knows where it is. Who possibly could have nicked a 6'5" penis? I've got my sneaking suspicions. We've not seen her for a while. I think she might be up to no good. But for Monolith Watch, let's go through what we've had. So this is the original one from Utah, and nice shiny thing there. Then there's this one, which was the Romanian one. And there's this one, which was the California one. I mean, look, I don't know if they are aliens. If they are aliens, I think they might be builders, because they've just left their equipment here and buggered off. We've never heard from them. They're terrifying that this could be alien, but to be fair, they are delivering some sweet-ass 5G. So I think that's where we probably get it from. A lot, in fact, by saying a lot, I mean all of the newspapers and everywhere have been comparing it to the monolith in 2001, A Space Odyssey. So, to find out if it is linked to it, to find out if it is similar, to find out if it's alien, we're actually joined on the show by the computer Hal from 2001, A Space Odyssey. Hello!
Hello, Steve.
So explain to us what's happening with the monoliths.
I'm sorry, I can't do that, Steve.
Why not? Hal? Hal?
You know why I can't do that, Steve.
I don't really understand this sketch. Is this funny? I don't know what we're doing.
You didn't understand the original film, though, Steve.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't.
So it's no surprise you don't get this reference, Steve.
Is it monkeys? Something doing. Do you know what? Thanks for joining us, Hal. Never really understood that film.
I'll explain it to you sometime.
Yeah, don't really get it. really good. So, who knows if they're aliens, but it doesn't matter. What really matters is they're not flipping monoliths.
Is this going to become a reoccurring thing now? Every week when they find another one, you're going to have to bring it back up.
All it is it's the modern day crop circles. Do you remember when crop circles were a thing?
Yeah, those were good times. Yeah. But they were crops and they were circles, so you didn't have this problem of the definition, did you?
Sometimes
there were other shapes.
Yeah, they weren't all circles, and some of those fields might not have been crops. And if we were doing a show back then, I would have been raising that as an issue.
Yeah, not the fact that it was the illegal murder of plants.
Are these things caused by aliens? If ever there's a town hall meeting where people are worried, I'd be like, it's not a monolith.
I'm sure if you could bring the force and energy of the woman we talked about in the first problem.
Yeah.
If you could can you raise your eyebrows?
Well, I can do the eyebrows, and I can do the long blonde hair as we saw in the Gavin Williamson's wife sketch.
Don't show that again.
I gotta do it now. You just give me the idea. Where was it? Gavin Williamson.
Well done, Gavin. You win again.
We did so well on Tuesday's episode without creeping anybody out.
That's what I do in my spare time. I've now got the technology to play male and female characters on this show, so...
that didn't require any technology, Steve.
Did you not see the technology on that? That was like flipping Jurassic Park.
Oh, I'd like to see the maths on that. All right. So we've got some last comments that we can go through, and thank you very much. We are 28% of our goal.
Yes, don't ask him to do percentages.
Bringing in the goal. Secret Santa's coming to, and if we meet our goal by the next episode, then we can do Secret Santa reveals on the show.
Nice.
So when we hit it, we can open our presents on one of the shows.
Oh, we actually got to buy presents. Damn it.
No, we'll just pick up some shit around the house. I'm not going to spend any money on that.
Good. That's a good idea. Oh,
Should have said that on air.
Britt sent a message that's been held back from by YouTube because it's got some. I don't know if it's rude or not. It bothers me. I never know how offensive these messages are.
Oh, is it? I don't know where you're watching, Britt. If you're on our channel or where it is, but yeah, Britt.
But there's another one by Britt that says, "Is it really a third monolith, or in fact the same, not a monolith, being moved around? So it's not the third, as well as not being a freaking monolith." Thank you. I'm glad you understand my pain.
It's 1/18 of the original monolith. Yeah. That's the way that goes. Let's see. Maybe the German phallus has disappeared in sympathy with the Austrian town of Fucking, which has changed its name to Fugging.
Yeah, bless them. I love that as well, that they've decided to do that because they were sick of tourists turning up and doing rude things near the road signs. That happens anyway. That's not to do with your
People were stealing the signs, apparently.
Yeah, of course you would. When I was up in Scotland, there was a town called Lost, and I took a picture of me near that road sign, just kind of pointing in the other direction. Classic comedy. It's harmless, isn't it? No one gets
classic. Did you take the sign?
Yeah, and then had sex with strangers now.
And take it to the town found. Let's see, branching out from sex dolls into wooden. Branching out. It's a wooden doll. Wooden penis.
Oh, you think it's pun work? Nice.
I think that's pun work. Is that
wooden
Mark?
Branching
Is that a pun?
out, yeah.
Have you done a pun, Mark? Is that what's happened? What have got? What else you got for us?
Maybe the Dutch stole it as well. Was another one of the messages. I think are we up to date? Oh, and is that your northernness coming out in you, Steve? What? Because I don't like paying £9.50 for a glass of wine. Rip off.
Depends.
I'm happy to be in tier 3.
Yeah. I do remember getting a round of drinks once in Nottingham, and it was £12 for 2 pints and a glass of wine, and we thought the bartender had made a mistake until we went back for the next round, and it was the same again. We're like, oh, you keep making the same mistake, mate. He's like, yeah, you're in Nottingham.
Yeah. Good times. My home area. That's tier 3 as well.
There we go.
And Britt says, no, I just spelt it wrong and deleted it. I thought it was some offensive comments, because that's what I've been...
naughty.
Yeah, I've been dealing with offensive comments from the Antivaxxers for the last 2 days, so I thought...
Oh, I know. It's brilliant. Right, so if you can, send us a drink. If you can't, that's fine. Subscribe to the channel, share the channel, tell people about the show. We do almost always start on time. Steve's never going to let me forget the fact that we started late tonight, because he drives illegally.
Very legally. Always legally.
He winds his little, what is it, a Yaris? What is he got?
Oh, I downsized from having the Yaris.
That's right.
I'm sporting an Igo these days.
I don't even know what that is, but I think it's only got 2 cylinders, and he pumps those babies hard.
He needs that many cylinders.
He always starts on time, but today
it was fine. I'm not moaning because I got to tweet my Alex Bones thing around. And I worked out how to film it in here, so I think there's a strong chance that Alex Bones might be a recurring character because I've made the template now. So
it's good. It's all right. I'll have to come up with a sidekick for him. Maybe that woman, if I could make myself into that. If you can teach me how to do the technology, I can become that woman, and I can be like, there is 0 chance that that's 1/18th.
If you end up watching, if you can turn yourself into a video of a woman, it's risky. You might never leave the house again, put it that way.
Good times. So let's hope this lockdown never ends. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, share the channel. Please tell people about the show. We'll be back Tuesday at 9 o'clock on time. And so because you're in tier 3, you're not supposed to go anywhere.
Yeah. No, you are still allowed to travel for work, and that's the only thing I've been doing.
Is that what this is?
No, I've been traveling to do the radio show. That's the only work that there is.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, if there's no other last-minute comments, thank you very much for watching. Tell people about the show. See you on Tuesday.
For more of the same, yeah. Till then, bye.
See you later. Bye.